Hope you guys all had an awesome Christmas and New Year's. So I just wanted to go and show you guys some of my flea market. Gonna have to include now eBay and like toy store, thrift store finds because a lot of stuff is from like everywhere, not just flea markets. So I guess all the stuff that I picked up for Christmas this past month. So I've got a lot of cool stuff to go through. And yeah, let's get right to it. Alright, so as usual, I will start off with toys and oddities, except for a few things I might be saving to the end. First off, I got these two little World of Nintendo figures. They're both little Zelda figures. This one actually I picked up at Walmart. Gasp. But there's a reason I'm including it in the video. This is the Wind Waker Link. It's only $3. Really awesome. And I figured, you know what? I did find this guy at a local flea market for $2. This is Deku Link from Ocarina of Time. And I said, well, since I found him at a flea market, I said, let me put him next to his buddy and just show them both off together. They're really cool. I don't think I'm going to take them out of their packaging. They just look good the way they are on my desk. And really cool. Now I want to get a whole collection of these. Which, that kind of always happens when you find something awesome. You're like, oh, I'll just collect everything. And then it's like, oh boy. So, moving along from that, I also found a bunch of interesting cassettes. Now, I found about 12 for $1. And these were the only 4 that I felt were worth keeping. I'll save the 2 best for last. There's a Cabbage Patch Kids cassette, which actually goes with the Parker Brothers board games. That's really, really rare to find that. You usually don't see that with the Parker Brothers board game, so that's cool. If I ever find the board game, I've got the cassette for that. Found this awesome gem cassette with the opening theme song music and everything. And this probably came with like the dolls, I would imagine. And just like, where the hell are you going to see a gem cassette with like actual music from a show? Man, that's freaking awesome. I want to put that in my iTunes library, so that's absolutely awesome. And this is for one of the read-along adventure books. This is E.T. the Extraterrestrial, so really cool. And just like the art on the front of that. And better still, A Return of the Jedi. This is a read-along record and book with cassette, or no, cassette wouldn't be a record, this is just a cassette. What the hell am I saying? So this is for the Return of the Jedi book, and really cool, even just by itself, you know, or with the book. I don't know if I have the book. I've got a couple of the books, so I might actually have a book to pair this with, which is really cool. Found a lot of Star Wars stuff this month, as usual. I guess that's kind of before reaching out to me with The Last Jedi coming out this month, which I do not want to talk about right now, so that will be in a future video. Another thing that I'll kind of add in with toys and oddities, I found this really awesome Friends CD, which I know if you're seeing that, you're probably like, what in the hell? Like, why is this something that you should care about? Well, it's just, I thought it was really neat. It has also little clips in between the music, which is some great alternative music, obviously from the 90s. Like with Toad the Wet Sprocket, R.E.M., Bare Naked Ladies, well, not Hootie and the Blowfish, but other bands, and it has like little voice clips from the show of them, like, you know, like Phoebe like singing songs like Smelly Cat and stuff. So I was like, oh my god, this is so freaking cool. And for $1, why not? I'm very, very nostalgic for that. Not as much as like Seinfeld or stuff, but still pretty cool. Another oddity that I found that I paid, I think I paid $1 for this. This is, I think, a 2002 Time magazine with Yoda on the cover of it. How cool is that? So this is from when Attack of the Clones was coming out. I said, that's so ridiculous that Yoda is on the cover of Time magazine. So I mean, come on, that's so absurd. Yoda is on the cover of Time magazine. I mean, what more do I need to say than that? It's just, it's just ridiculous. I love it. So that is awesome. I'm very glad I picked that up. If he ever is on the cover of Forbes, that would be equally amazing as well. This I got from a local toy store near me. I think I paid $8 for this, but was totally worth it for just the art of this. This is a 1988 Robotech calendar, which, like, what? Like, that is crazy. Like, where are you going to find a calendar like that? And the artwork is absolutely awesome. That's the first page in there. I like to flip it up and see all of the different months. Just so much great art with this. And I was like, oh my god, I really want to even just hang this up, even though it's like 20 years out of date. But who knows, the year might be wrong, but the days might still match up, since 2018 would be like an odd and even multiple year, so maybe, but really neat. And then some other stuff that I found. This I also got at the House of Fun, which was an absolute steal. I paid, what did I pay? I think I paid $40 for this, which might sound like a lot, but this is one of the very, very first Game & Watch systems that Nintendo came out with, and this is Toss Up. And it's in absolutely mint condition, works flawlessly, and sold listings on eBay for this are going, between anywhere from like 80 to 120 to 150 to 170, and that's including not even counting with the box. That's still just like this. So even at the worst, at like $80, I mean, finding this half off for like $40, hey, it's cool. I got it in my collection, and then if I ever want to get rid of it, I mean, that's quite a nice little profit, for something that, is so old and valuable and just was really underpriced. So I always say that about like going into game stores and stuff. Check stuff. Like, there's some stuff that people leave on the shelf and they leave out of date price stickers on it. And if you're a collector and you're broke and don't have a lot of money, I mean, that's just more power to you, man. It's not your fault if they haven't checked their prices and you score on a rare game or something. So that's why I always still go to toy stores and thrift stores like that, because there's so many, like game stores, sorry, obviously thrift stores, but game stores, because you can still find great deals, especially on Atari and outdated software that nobody's looking at. And you go on eBay and you see what it's selling for, and they're too ignorant to be like, oh well, it's just Atari, this isn't very valuable at all, da 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 da. But it's like, look at what's selling in the past 2 weeks and recently selling, and yeah, it's still mucho value to that. So anyway, moving on, that pretty much does it for toys. I have a couple of things I want to save for the end, so I'm going to go into video games. Found a few nice, actually a lot of nice Atari pickups this month. I got a really rare 2600 game. This is called Star Gunner, and I paid, what did I pay? $20 for that? So that's not bad. Again, goes for like 50 at least online. Found an insanely, ridiculously rare Atari 2600. If you know anything about how rare 2600 cartridges, this makes the top 10 easily, and this is rated, I believe, an 8 or a 9 in rarity on AtariAge.com, and that is Smurf Saves the Day. And I paid only $25 for this. And this would have a cassette player that you would hook up to the 2600 that would be a voice modulator, and then it patches in additional data and voice from the rest of the cartridge. And the funny thing is I didn't know this before, you can't even play it without that. But just the cartridge alone is very rare. Finding the cassette player is practically an impossibility. I saw one and it's like $250, which I am in no way, shape, or form going after that because I don't care that much. But it's just cool to have this ultra rare cartridge in my collection, which I paid $25 for. Again, easily goes for 50 to 75. So I know that sounds like a lot, and you're like, oh man, it's supposed to be flea market, thrift stores, and you're getting a good deal. Yeah, it's not $1 or $2, but it's half of what it's going for and selling for on eBay. So yeah, that's a deal, and maybe not everyone can afford to pay that, but if you can, I highly recommend picking up rare games like that, even at like a decent discounted price. Also picked up a boxed copy, which surprisingly isn't as uncommon as I thought. This is for the Atari 7800, and this is called Jinx. I think I paid like $5 or $6 for this. Not very much, no more than 10. And I just had never heard of it before, and it looked really neat. And it's cool that it's a boxed 7800 game. So local game store was having a buy two get one free sale, so I combined that actually with these three games that I picked up for my Atari 800. Excuse me. Picked up Missile Command for the 800. Defender, which plays really good, but it's just, wow, it plays so much faster than any version of Defender I've ever played. It's almost impossible to play this on the 800. And I mean, that's talking about like arcade versions too. Arcade versions are easier than this for the 800. It's like unbelievably fast. You can't even react in time to play the game. And also found Tennis, which isn't very exciting, but that's actually a really rare and more likely, I believe this was an Atari 400 version that came out that's playable for the 800, so that's what makes that a rare 800 game. And for all of those, I think I paid $20 for like all of them, so you know, that's really cool. I also found Activision Decathlon for the 2600 that I paid $1 for. Summer Games that I paid $1 for, moderately uncommon. Found Firefly. I don't remember what I paid for this. I know it was pretty cheap. I think I paid like $5 for that, so that's pretty good, and that's a decently uncommon 2600 game. Found Montezuma's Revenge. This I also got at the House of Fun. This is a $50 to $60 game that I only paid $12 for, so that is awesome. This is an unbelievably rare game, and $12 is a ridiculous deal for picking up Montezuma's Revenge for the 2600. And then I also picked up a copy of Space Master X7, which I only paid $2 for because I traded in a bunch of stuff at my local game store that I had doubles of, which is why I always pick up cheap stuff for trade bait. So essentially, it was like getting this for free. Space Master X7 is moderately uncommon, like a 7 to an 8. Label's a little beat up, but it is kind of a hard game to find, and I only paid $2 for it, so I can't complain. Also, this was like a little Christmas present that I got to myself after the holidays. I picked this up on eBay because it's so unbelievably hard to find anywhere, and I didn't want to go through the tremendous ordeal that I did when I was looking for the Return to Oz VHS, and I picked myself up a copy of The Wizard starring Fred Savage, which any video game nerd, you know, can tell you. I mean, it's not the greatest movie in the world. There's a look at what the cassette actually looks like. But it's one of those things where it was just fun for its time, and I remember being like, you know, 11 or whatever when this came out, and Super Mario 3 was coming out at that time, and, you know, it was just a total generational thing being a kid growing up through the 80s and 90s, and I'm like, wow, there's a movie about, like, Nintendo, like, legit video games, like, not like The Last Starfighter, not like Super Mario Brothers, which would come out later and be horrible, and was really kind of, you know, it was almost like Pixels, I guess, but just better, because it had real video game content and references. So, you know, of course, like the Power Glove, it's so bad. You know, classic line, and I got this for $7.25 on eBay, which is decent. Some of these copies are going for $20 to $30. And there was some guy on there that I made an offer of $7, and I guess he was like, "Oh, I'll never sell this for $7." And it's like, well, hey, buddy, next time accept the offer when you're selling it for 10. Otherwise, why have him make an offer on there if you can't knock $2 off the price? And yeah, for just a quarter more, that $7 went to someone else's pocket, and you're still stuck with a VHS you didn't sell, I guess. So, how about that? Maybe next time, don't be a douchebag. But yeah, can't wait to watch that. Probably gonna watch that this weekend. Sorry, I just had to get a little couple of snarky shots in there. Because like really, if you're having make it offer and it's only $10, like it would kill you to knock $2 off. Like if you can't spare $2 or a buck off the tape, then don't even have to make an offer. You obviously don't want to make an offer. But I digress. And now for the final three finds, and these I will have to say are probably the finds of the month. Um, Number one, I don't know which. Well, all right, I do know which one is probably my best find of the month. But we're going to start with the. We're going to start. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to have them in any order, but I'm going to start with this one. These are all genuine flea market finds, so no eBay nonsense or anything here. Last month I found the Empire Strikes Back metal lunchbox, and this month I found a Star Wars Return of the Jedi lunchbox, and in really, really good shape, especially the back with Vader and the Death Star, the Ewoks on the side, Lando fighting with one of the guards in Jabba's palace, and even Sly Snoodles on the front with the Max Rebo band playing his crazy piano, Jabba and Salacious Crumb on the side. And it does come with a thermos, but unfortunately it's the wrong thermos. But once I get the other lunchbox, that'll be no problem. Came with the original Star Wars A New Hope thermos, but still just finding a nice Return of the Jedi metal lunchbox out in the wild that I paid, what, $16 for? That's a pretty good deal. That's fairly uncommon and just looks awesome, so I'm glad to have that in my collection. I also found, which I couldn't believe, I found a complete, well, no, almost 100% complete. This is a 1980 or 83? Let me see here. If I can see the date. 81. So this was an 81 Slave One, obviously. This is Boba Fett's ship. It is missing a few things, but for the most part, it is complete. One thing I didn't notice after I got it, because I only paid, I think, $12 for it, which is a good deal. It has the side door, the cargo hold, which I have to get another one, or I might just repaint that because this is from a later, like 80s or 90s remake of the Slave One, but it looks pretty decent still. I mean, even though it's not the right thing. I mean, it's better than having a gaping hole there. So, I'm cool with that until I can pick up an original door. But the guns, everything are in that. Boba Fett is in the pilot's seat. It looks really good and is totally functional. I do need to get the door for the bottom, the cargo door, and the Han Solo and Carbonite. But overall, just for the metal. For the model, without any broken wings or anything like that. That's a really nice pickup for $12 and still has a lot of great stickers. And I'm a huge Boba Fett fan, so I'm very, very glad to have picked that up. And now, finally, for the biggest find of the month, I have to say here, I found a Return of the Jedi bedsheet, which is freaking awesome. Let me unfold this so you guys can get a look at it here. This thing is huge. And you can see all the TIE fighters and the Ewok village. Vader with the Emperor's Guard. Jabba down at the bottom. Han, Leia, Chewie. 3PO, R2-D2. Sure, Luke is on here somewhere. I just don't see him at the moment. That'd be pretty ridiculous if they didn't put him on here. But anyway, that is just really awesome. You always see like these sheets everywhere, and it's really hard to find like these campy sheets and stuff like that of like Mario and Star Wars and stuff. So I think I paid $7 for this, and I am very, very happy with that because that just looks really cool. And that's awesome. So I found a lot of really cool Star Wars stuff this month, and I'm very happy about that. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for December for flea market, eBay, thrift store, whatever, wherever, just pickups in general. Again, hope you guys had a great Christmas, New Year, holiday, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I hope it was awesome. And again, sorry for, some of the inconsistencies of videos coming out with holidays. Just been absolutely crazy, and just kind of wanted to take it easy and spend time with family and stuff instead of rushing to get a video out every week. But I am going to get back to my regular upload schedule very soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at this. Have a great New Year, and just keep hitting those flea markets even throughout the new year. And again, like I said, post, show me what you guys got. I want to see what you guys got. Follow me on Twitter at 8bytebrian or King of Retro on Facebook. And Happy New Year, guys. Take it easy.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you do the Facebook or Twitter thing, follow me at #KingOfRetro. See you next time.